So I believe in forgiveness. You should forgive. But forgiveness doesn't mean you allow someone back in your life. Because you have to decide once a situation has come to light, someone has either shown you what they are, or they've crossed your boundaries, or you are just simply not in sync. Remember, in life, disagreements, conflict, it doesn't always have to mean there is an extreme evil. As you get older, sometimes you just realize you and other people just aren't in sync. Whether it's family, friends, lovers, etc. And this is mainly directed towards your personal life. Always remember there's a personal life and your professional life, because you need to understand the difference there, because there's different boundaries for different things. In your job, in your profession, you're paid to be a professional, right? In your personal life, it's your sanctuary where you are not paid, so you can't allow people to just freely give you crap, because you'll destroy the place where you go to recharge yourself, to build your confidence, to grow yourself, etc. So in your personal life, if you find yourself where you have conflict, where you have disagreement, where you have disharmony, you have to decide not if you should forgive, because a lot of times people use forgiveness and love as a guilt trip. Always forgive, always exercise love, don't retaliate, don't be spiteful. Many people who claim to be religious are very spiteful, okay? Faith is to get you to forgive, to pull up that bitter root of being spiteful. But that doesn't mean you allow them back in your life. That's being naive, that's asking for future conflict. As the CEO of your life, as the HOA president of your life, as an adult, the best part about being an adult is you call the shots if you take the responsibility. And as an adult, you realize that if you cut people off, it comes with consequences. The consequences are they're no longer a resource in your life, whether for emotional support, financial support, etc. And many people struggle in life emotionally and financially. So they keep people in their life for those reasons, emotional support or financial support. And as you become an adult, that's a very toxic codependency, because you can waste your life and you can justify it through forgiveness. You should forgive. They should forgive you. There should be no bitter root of spitefulness, of hate, per se. But you should hate. Here's where even the scriptures talk about hate could be a good thing, right? Even God hates sometimes. You should hate a toxic environment. You shouldn't hate people, but you should hate the fact that certain people bring out the worst in you, or certain people create an environment. And so you could associate them with that, but don't connect them with it. Just forgive them, but don't allow them back in your life. You say, well, that's wrong. Well, how's that wrong? If someone loves you, true love, which means they don't control you. Controlling people usually have a history of restraining orders, OCD, they're obsessive. They can't let go. Or manipulation, they guilt trip. They want to control you. They know they can't physically control you, so they want to emotionally control you, because they can't control themselves. Maybe they can't control their eating. Maybe they can't control their emotions, etc. Right? So a good relationship, a healthy relationship, means that you can accept each other's faults, but the faults of the other person don't cause you to stumble, don't cause you to regress in life. You have to be somewhat evenly yoked, meaning you have to have somewhat of a harmony between the positive and negative vibes, where they're not destroying each other, okay? Where they're pushing each other to go forward in a loving way, with a non-controlling way, and that you have the space to be yourself, okay? That's very hard to find. You say inspirational nomad. As I get older, I hear the common theme that keep a small inner circle. I hear a common theme that more people, more drama. The reason that's a common theme is because it's very rare that you're going to find healthy, positive relationships. They're far and in between, okay? And cheap relationships, cheap people, people who show videos of hiking, but they're gossip queens online, they're easy to find. Why? They can't control themselves. And this is what I mean, where self-control should be a goal. Not, but we all need grace. But so forgiveness is a goal, but allowing people back in your life that cause you to be more angry, more upset. Why? No reason to, unless there's an emotional, financial codependency. That's not love. That's manipulation. And look, there's so many individual circumstances. This is not to address everyone. Okay, this is to address, well, it is to address everyone, but under a general theme, okay, of forgive, but don't let them back in your life, or forgive and have boundaries. And if your boundaries aren't allowing you to maintain your well-being, then you got to have firmer boundaries. When I speak of change, it's never directed at making someone else change. The change is directed at you. The change is directed at me when I speak to myself, when I speak through these videos. These are the things you need to do for you, okay? Because you can't change other people. The only thing you have a shot at is changing yourself, and that's hard as hell. Most people can never do it. And that's why when most people show you who they are, believe them, because they're going to be like that the rest of their life. They're born with a certain temperament, and then they either choose to progressively try to better themselves, or they're just not. But either way, it's like, guys, you just got to figure out who you sync up with and who you don't. Love people. There's different levels of relationships, right? You may give certain people more grace than others, depending on the history you have with them. But remember this, if someone helps you, you don't owe them their soul. You don't owe them your soul. Like if someone helped you, you don't then destroy your life by trying to repay them. You always acknowledge to be thankful for what they did. You acknowledge that no one does it alone, but you also acknowledge if you helped me just to destroy me, you're the devil. Yeah, and don't get out of hand with that. I make that statement not to get religious and not to make you start to call other people. Just cut them off. You know what I mean, okay? Mature people understand this. Immature people go for a hike and they create drama, okay? The reason you walk on flat land or hill land is for self-care, and so that you don't have to deal with people that bring drama in your life, okay? If you don't get that on your walk, you're going to come back from your walk and be the same bullshit person you were when you left, and have the same bullshit people in your life. Now, some people, guys, their pattern, they're going to do it. They're going to regurgitate what they did yesterday, the day before, etc. And this is why it's important to build habits. And this is about you. If you feel this is negative towards you, it's not about you. And if it is, don't worry about it. Why? Why are you worried about what I'm doing? This is adulthood. And so forever, whatever you need to do for you, this is for you. If it's not meant for you, don't worry about it. Do you. Okay, but let me do me. And how I do me is I get to decide, because if I got to be an adult, if I got to be responsible, if I got to go through the pain of life, then damn it, in my personal life, if I'm not bothering someone else, I have the right to say who's in my life and who's not. I'm gonna, if I got to go through the other bullshit of life, I'm taking that privilege. I'm taking that blessing by cutting people off or putting boundaries up and always looking to adjust it, because that's the best part of adulthood. I'll be damned if I play duck, duck, goose with some bullshit people, okay, bringing me down. I'll be damned. And I thank God for grace and forgiveness, but also thank God for boundaries and cutting people off. Okay, and if they're true people, I'll see them in heaven. If not, I'll see them on the plane ride to heaven while I look down and they're in a lake of fire, just like Jesus said. Lake of fire for you motherfuckers. And you could be like, oh, inspirational, no man, help me. I was like, I don't know you. That's what Jesus said. I don't know him, Lord. I don't know. But I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's a very positive message. I'll see you next video.